Thank you.
Firstly, we'll start with Jordan Horston, and I want you guys to talk about Jordan Horston because you guys actually saw Jordan Horston
We
at the Seattle
did.
Regional here at Climate Pledge Arena. I believe it's, they took on the Hokies, Virginia
They
Tech.
did.
Um,
Yeah.
you guys were there. I want you guys to talk about it because you saw it first. But I know that when this happened, it was very much like, hey, Seattle wasn't supposed to get Horston. She was supposed to go higher. So why don't you guys take a look here into Jordan Horston and that pick by Seattle?
So I was excited by the pick. Again, we got to see Horston here in Seattle for the Seattle Regional. In what started kind of slow, I'm going to be honest. I was also kind of surprised when during the draft when they announced Jordan Horston was a guard because in the position that she was playing during that Seattle regional game, she looked so much more like a forward to me. So once I learned she was a guard, I was kind of taken back. But she did great in the second half, really kind of put the team on her back and was able to get into a rhythm. I'm looking forward to seeing her more in that guard role because I just think that taking her out of that for that Seattle regional game might have messed up her rhythm. And that's maybe why it took her a half to kind of warm up. I don't know. What did you see? Do you agree
Uh,
or disagree?
I really do believe she's a versatile guard.
Sure.
Seeing her play against the Virginia Tech, she was able to against the Hokies.
Yeah,
She was able to get a good amount of assists, but she also rebounds the ball.
she does.
So she's really a two-way guard. She can play the defense and she can play the offense. It's exciting to see her paired up. I don't remember the team member that was also a high scoring team member. It's good to see her paired up with another uh, elite athlete on her team because she really does shine.
And you're referring to Jewel Lloyd, or
Well, it's exciting to see her come and play with Jewel Lloyd, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't remember the name of the lady from
yeah. They were
Tennessee
supposed to be
who's
a
a
dynamic
duo.
duo.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't remember her name either, unfortunately. But yes, she. I mean, I love the pick. We of course we needed to address that guard position with, like you mentioned, Sue Bird retiring, and then Brianne January also retiring. So a lot of holes to fill, but I like you mentioned having a versatile player that he can feed off of Joel Lloyd's energy and dish to Joel Lloyd to also give her good touches. I like it. I like the pick for sure.
And seeing that Mercedes Russell or Mercedes Russell's,
Mercedes.
yeah, she's from Tennessee as well. So that alumni,
Oh,
she's going to
there
be
you
able
go.
to kind of help her out when she gets into the league.
So was it Rakia Jackson or Jordan Walker? Are either of those names poking out?
Jackson, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Because looking at that game, that Seattle Regional, Rakia Jackson had 15, Jordan Walker had 12, but Jackson shot a good amount more, had
Mm.
more of a overall game as well. Yeah, no. You talk about combo. I mean, one of the things, and maybe you can play off of this, that I read with Horston was that she's very athletic. I mean, it's hard to look at any player and say and compare them to like how long Brianna Stewart was. That's a lot of length. Um, but
Yeah.
Horston, a good facilitator is what I was told
Yes.
with this pick, and that's I think you both mentioned it there. Playing with Jewel, so you've got Jewel Lloyd to play off of. You're not making Jewel Lloyd play point guard, ideally necessarily, because I know she can, but it's like you're looking for a true point guard,
Yeah.
or even still, maybe you have someone else there at point guard, and Horston's able to facilitate from maybe the 3 spot. I think that versatility is so big, and it was exciting to hear, like Matt said, a true two-way guard. And somebody I think goes where I want to ask about your realistic starting five at game one, night one of this year. I think she, no matter what, regardless of the other four, which Jewel Lloyd's going to be in there, I think Horston's in there. I think she has to be.
I
This is
agree.
a Seattle team that hasn't had a rookie really do anything the last few years as they continue to load up for Sue Bird's last dance. It didn't work out, but I mean, we haven't really seen a rookie, and it was really fun to, I don't know, to see that. Obviously, fun to know that you guys saw that in person. But Reed, facilitator, good defender. And I mean, looking at this, stands number one amongst all true guards with the double doubles. So really effective in there as well. So just exciting to hear about that. And as I talked about in the Seahawks draft about value and with Olatimi, and I mean, again, a lot of people didn't expect Horston to go this low. So it's good to get like a steal like this when you're in a rebuild, and again, you've just got to continue to load up. So I really like. I mean, it's really hard to, like with the Seahawks first round, hard to be angry with your first round pick here. I don't know if there's any. I mean, I think it'll be fun to watch at minimum. Again, I don't know who who steps in the point guard spot, anything else, but seeing Lloyd and Horston potentially guarding the perimeter, that'll be fun because Drew Lloyd can play some damn good defense as we've seen before in the last few years. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, in basketball as a whole, like with the NFL and pass games, the perimeter is such a big deal. And you're going to need to protect the perimeter. I don't care if you're going to have Drew Lloyd drop 40. If you can't if you can't guard somebody across the way who's going to do the same, it's not going to matter. Anything else on Horston?
Yeah, we mentioned her length, and I just think that's kind of what I'm looking forward to as far as like improvement is she's already so versatile that maybe she could add to her defense because she's already so lengthy that you play people at the three, you play those teams at the three. We're going to need to do that with the first game against the Aces. And she can really just add to that versatility. So it's exciting to see where she can grow. She doesn't necessarily have to do too much on the rebounds with the Storm, considering that McBagor is back. But it'll be exciting just for Ezzy to even have some help on the boards.
What I also think is really unique about her too is she's able to penetrate the rim,
Yep.
but also able to dish it out with her ability to
She is.
assist. So
Yep.
she's gonna be opening up Jewel Lloyd quite a bit, and just people on the perimeter, down low at the block. So it's exciting to see what she can bring to the Storm.
Truly a steal for sure.
Yeah, I mean, being able to dish it out is going to be so big, and you've got some playmakers. It's just so fun to have that because obviously with Sue Bird, even in her last years, she was still able to pass the ball. That wasn't a question,
Right.
But it's like now you've got this roster. I know when Kia Nurse was signed, the Seattle Times called her a point guard, but she's not a point guard. That's not what she's done. Jade Melbourne's in here, which I'm excited about. Jade Melbourne. She's not technically part of this year's draft class, but she's only coming to the Storm this year after they drafted her last year. And they said, play another year in Australia, keep developing, then come over here. And also because they didn't have the roster space. But you could add Melbourne into that. I think she gets some playing time, and I'll talk about that when we get to talking about the starting five. But Arella Garantes is also an interesting pick. She's more of a scorer from what I understand. They did sign Ivana Dojkic pardon me. She's a European point guard. So I don't know who's going to play the point guard is my point being, but I know that Jordan Horston, maybe that's the thing. Maybe Noelle Quinn says, hey, I don't have to put her in just one spot, right? I'm going to put this down here again, but maybe you see her bounce around playing the one, playing the three. I know Jewel Lloyd hasn't necessarily just stuck at the two all the time. I know that when Sue Bird's been hurt, she's had to play the one. So I don't know. It's also what makes her so exciting with Horston is that length, that ability. She's not sort of limited like I don't want to. We'll get to Lovell in a minute when we get to Pick 4.
Is that the fourth that you?
Yeah. We're jumping here. We're jumping, but we'll get to it. It's exciting though. You've got length. You've got, like Matt was saying, the ability to drive to the rim, but also to facilitate. So I think she's a lot of fun. And like Bel said, it's a steal. And rebuilding going into this year probably won't make the playoffs and all that.
Be a tough year.
With the Liberty and the Aces, you're not making the finals, I bet, unless there's some gigantic upset. You need pieces to build off of And there are, at the end of the day too, you need other names that are going to fill seats. And I think Horston's going to be a lot of fun to watch
Mhm.
and be a highlight of the season easily.